Is it okay if I ask you 3 quick questions for my YouTube channel?
I don't know if we're allowed to do that, unfortunately. It just depends what it is.
Well, one of them is like theoretically, and if you have it, great. If not, then just theoretically, if we were taking a plane flight from, say, Madrid, Spain, to Toronto, Canada, and we were to fly over the North Pole, and it was, say, about a 10 to 12 hour duration, would you not land back into the same place? Supposing the Earth's spinning in 24 hours of complete rotation, would you not land in the same place if a 12-hour flight over the North Pole started in the same direction?
That's a good question. I'm not sure we're allowed to do videos, unfortunately. Go onto the internet. That's an interesting question, though.
And also, the second question is, if you were flying eastbound from Europe to United States, and it was roughly a 12-hour flight, is it not strange that it's also a 12-hour flight from the States back to Europe? Considering that Earth's supposedly spinning at 1,000 miles an hour at the equator, and that planes are supposedly flying from 500 to 700 miles per hour, would we ever land back in Europe if we can't go as fast as the Earth? I know that you can't answer these questions, that's why I'm making a video to show people that we should be able to ask in a scientific method approach to things instead of just assuming that everything's right. No one's been able to answer these questions because if we're supposedly moving with the atmosphere, how come steam, smoke and helium rise and defy gravity? My last question is, and again you might not be able to answer this one, supposedly to maintain level altitude, you have to use your thrusters and incline the nose a little bit to fly upwards every now and then. Is that kind of right?
Yeah, that's about right.
So if on a 12-hour flight you're supposedly landing on the other side of a ball, am I right in saying that you don't have to dip the nose every now and then to follow the curvature of the Earth?
They're all complicated questions. They're interesting.
I know.
They are interesting.
Because if gravity was pulling downwards, it would pull you down, but it wouldn't guide your nose down. So technically, you should have to dip your nose every now and then to follow the 8 inches per mile squared curvature that's quoted mathematically for a ball of 25,000 miles in circumference. But no pilot has ever told me or anyone else that they do dip the nose of the plane to follow the curve down. So the question is, if you're flying level from where you took off, wouldn't you fly out into space?
So yeah, I can see where you're going there. What the airplane does is it flies level constant to the surface.
Supposedly, but if you're not dipping the nose, then how can we be following the curve? Because autopilot would maybe correct things, but gravity isn't autopilot. It wouldn't be so finely tuned. If you're having to thrust and lift the nose a little bit up to maintain an altitude, then surely you're not following a curve if you haven't got to dip the nose. Do you see where I'm going?
I kind of do.
Great. Oh, I think that's us. Thanks, guys.
We can have a chat at the end if you like.
If possible, I'll come back at the end just to give you an hour or two to think about it as well. I can blur your faces as well if that's better.
Can't really have videos of ourselves going onto the internet, I'm afraid. So.
If I blur your face so that no one knows your name or anything, would that be allowed?
No,
Also,
I'm afraid
okay. Well, this is the thing. I'm not sure if the Earth's flat or fourth dimensional, but there's no curvature at water level. I offered €10,000 and no one could find a photo of landscape hidden behind curvature. Not from 20 miles to 100 miles, yet there's supposed to be noticeable loss due to curvature, but there isn't. And no matter how high you guys fly or how high Red Bull goes, the horizon's always eye level.
Sorry, can I just...
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
বেটা করে তো হাতি নাই তো মনে রাখ
दिन रात कर गुरु कर पर पर्वत दीना बाबा को नहीं लाई दीना कौन पे हो हमें कहानी शेर कहानी अब हो बदीनानी ये जोग तुम्हारा हमारा अनभल दीख न जाए तुम्हारा बाते कछु के बात अनुसारी जमीन में बड़ी चूक हमारे बूढ़े कपट प्रिया बदन सुनी धर बुद्धि हमार माया बद बैरिनी जानी पतियानी राम मंगल भवन बिहार ये सादर पुनि पुनि पूछी गबरी गाने तत्मति पिरी आई जस भावी रहती चेर गा सबनु पावी तुम पूछो मैं कहा धरहि मोर धर मोरी ओ गति प्रतीति बाहु विधि बड़ी चोरी अमन कान साथी सब बोले श्री राम कहा तुम रानी राम ही तुम तो राम ही तुम तो नीरा प्रथम प्रथम अब ते दिन बीते समय फिरे रिपुवान भानु कमल कुल को रमा बिरन राजारी जरी तुम्हारी चाहत उतारी रोदाऊ करी उपाय बरिवारी महीना तो पर मन मलिन मोमी जनिपो ताउर तरल कुगाई राम बिहारी चतुर कबीर राम महतारी निज पाई निज बात पवारे
Any system that is in conflict with the even distribution of the resources to the people is a disingenuous and illusory system.
I relate to them conscious minds. Most want money, all I want is time. Find myself in music, get lost in rhymes. Nobody can tell me what's wrong from right. I relate to them conscious minds. Most want money, all I want is time. Find myself in music, get lost in rhymes. Nobody can tell me what's wrong from right. Corruption of the conscious minds, leaving us blind, seeking acceptance through symbol and signs. Inject the hate to regulate my third eye. I kick back, meditate. Puppets breed hate. I'm here to expose the fakes, cold-blooded snakes. Technology advances with rapid growth, distancing the mind from the body and the soul. Industrial revolution, flooding the earth with pollution. So what's the solution? I feed the lung with the smoke as I bun. Little kids run from the Zionist guns. Yeah, it's exorcism and magic. Catalyst to scenes that's tragic. All in the name of capital. This is all factual. They say Christ was white, but not according to the Israelites. So who do we believe in? Sometimes I ask, are we a mask of the true self? They're using our subconscious minds to feed the wealth to the institution. My name's written in caps lock, I'm disillusioned. A currency for higher movements. A currency for higher movements. I relate to them conscious minds. Most want money, all I want is time. Find myself in music, get lost in rhymes. Nobody can tell me what's wrong from right.
terms of conspiracy theory content generally, our goal is to promote authoritative content to our users. So we have two principles that guide the way here. That's the first one, is we want to provide users with authoritative, trustworthy information.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I only have a minute and a half, and I don't really need to hear what you're trying to provide. I want to know how you're dealing with all these conspiracy theorists on your platform.
So the first way is by demoting low-quality content and promoting more authoritative content, and the second is by providing more transparency for users. So we're introducing boxes that provide factual information at the top of results that have shown themselves to turn up a lot of information that is counterfactual, such as searching for the Earth is flat on YouTube, where you see a lot of
Your response is to put a box saying, nope, the Earth is not flat.
Correct.
Okay.
Such as searching for the Earth is flat on YouTube, where you see a lot of
Your response is to put a box saying, nope, the Earth is not flat.
Correct.
Okay.